I have a story about myself for you. There was a time in my life when I served only myself. I was reckless, wild, untouchable, or at least I thought I was. My flight mates saw that in me. They called me Oof Hednar, a name I didn't understand at the time. When I finally asked him what he meant, he told me that all they saw in me was an unstoppable berserker wolf warrior, someone who fought with a terrifying, almost inhuman ferocity. I had done this for years, and they were right. I had done it to protect myself from anyone and everyone. I lived that way, driven by raw energy, unshaken by fear, never backing down, never breaking. I carried myself like a man who answered to no one. But life has a way of teaching us hard lessons. The battles I fought weren't just physical, they ran deeper than that. The enemy I couldn't see was the one that had its claws in me the most. See, pride, rage, self-indulgence, the lie that I was my own master, these things owned me. And in my blindness, I thought that was strength. Then Jesus came for me. I guess he had had enough of myself. He came not with a sword, not with a challenge to my strength, but he came at me with truth. And the truth, it wrecked me. It wrecked me. It wasn't the kind of battle I had been trained for. This wasn't about brute force, intimidation, or the will to push through. This was about surrender. I had spent my whole life refusing to surrender to anyone. But when I came face to face with the weight of my own sin, when I realized that all my so-called strength was nothing more than chains dressed up as armor, I broke. I broke under the power of grace. Jesus didn't come to tame me like some wild beast. He came to transform me. He didn't tell me to be weaker. He showed me a greater strength, the kind that bows before the only true King, the kind that fights not for self but for righteousness, the kind that isn't fueled by rage but by love. And let me tell you, love is far more dangerous weapon against the darkness than any fury I ever carried before. The enemy doesn't fear wild men. He fears men who have been set free by Jesus. He fears men who know the power of the cross, men who kneel before the Lamb and stand against the gates of hell without hesitation. So here I am, no longer a slave to my own impulses, no longer a man who serves himself. I am a warrior, yes, but a warrior in the army of God. My fearlessness isn't rooted in arrogance anymore. It's rooted in the unshakable truth that Jesus has already won. I don't fight for myself. I fight for the kingdom. I fight for those who are still bound, still blind like I once was. To the world, I may have seemed unstoppable before, but now I am truly undefeatable because I stand in Christ. And in him there is no battle I cannot face, no enemy that can claim me, no force that can shake me. But because the real fight isn't about how hard I can hit, it's about who I belong to. And I belong to the King of Kings. Be blessed, everyone. Learn